Good morning, students. How are you all? Fine. Okay, very good. Now is the session of economics. And till now, we have discussed much about national income accounting. In the previous sessions, we have completed all the three methods of measuring national income, which are production method, income method, and expenditure method. Okay, so I would like to suggest you to go through these topics once more from your textbook and then do the related questions as well as numericals. And if you feel any difficulty in doing the questions and solving the numerical, then must communicate with me. Okay? Children, today we shall discuss the GDP something in detail. But before it is important to know why GDP is estimated first for the calculation of national income. Now children, by subtracting the value of intermediate consumption from the value of output, what do we get? We get GDP at market price. This is the first aggregate of national income. Okay? And from this aggregate, other aggregates of national income are derived. Okay? So what is the significance of estimating GDP in an economy? Let us discuss it. Okay? You know children, there are two aspects of GDP. One is called real aspect of GDP and the other is called monetary aspect of GDP. Okay? The real aspect of GDP implies availability of goods and services, whereas monetary aspect of GDP implies generation of income or income available to everyone. Okay? Thus, from this point of view, GDP is estimated in two ways. First, it is estimated at current prices, and second, it is estimated at constant prices. Okay? When GDP is estimated at current prices, then it is called nominal GDP or money GDP. And when it is estimated at constant prices, then it is called real GDP. Okay? Now the question arises, what are called current prices and what are called constant prices? You know children, current prices means prices of the current year, means the prevailing year for which national income is being estimated. What are the prices of different goods and services in the current year, in the prevailing year? Okay? So, if GDP is estimated at current prices, then it will be called nominal GDP. And when we say constant prices, it means what? It means prices of the base year. In class 11, you might have studied about the base year while constructing index number. Base year is selected from any previous years. This base year is used as a standard to estimate actual growth of GDP. Okay? And prices of the base year are taken to estimate GDP. That means GDP is also estimated at constant prices, and when it is estimated at constant prices, then it is called real GDP. Okay? You know, children, GDP may rise because of two reasons. First, GDP may rise because of rise in prices. Okay? So if the GDP has risen because of rise in prices in the current year, then it shows rise in only nominal GDP, rise in only money GDP. It is because of rise in prices. Okay? So it does not give us the real idea of economic efficiency and productivity. That is why real GDP is estimated at constant prices, and it is compared that GDP has increased in the current year in comparison to the base year or not. If real GDP has increased in comparison to the base year, then it will be called actual growth. Okay? You know, children, the economic growth of a country is measured in terms of real GDP, not in terms of money GDP. That means what? That means if real GDP of a country rises over time, then you can say there is economic growth in terms of the availability of goods and services as well as in terms of income of the people. Okay? But if GDP rises only because of rise in prices, it cannot give a correct estimate of productivity, of economic potential, or the GDP. Okay? Now, how is real GDP measured and how is nominal GDP measured? You know, real GDP is equal to GDP at current prices divided by current year price index into 100, and nominal GDP is equal to real GDP into price index by 100. Okay, these are the two ways to find out nominal GDP and real GDP. Okay, and real GDP gives the actual figure of growth, thus it is estimated at constant prices or prices of the base year. Okay? Now, there is another concept or the last concept of this chapter, and that is GDP and welfare. We have discussed a rise in real GDP implies more and more availability of goods and services to the people. Okay? So it is assumed that if real GDP rises over time, then there will be economic welfare or social welfare of the people. Okay? It means there is a direct relationship between real GDP and welfare. If real GDP rises, welfare will also rise and vice versa. But do you understand what is called welfare here? What is welfare? You know, children, in national income accounting, the term economic welfare is used in terms of the quality of life, in terms of health, education, sanitation, cleanliness, pollution-free environment, safety and security, etc. Okay? That means if these things are improving in the society, health condition, education, pollution free environment, okay, sanitation, cleanness, then you can say that there is economic welfare of the people. And it is assumed that if real GDP rises, there will be economic welfare. Okay? However, there are some circumstances in which there may be rise in real GDP, but there cannot be economic welfare. It may happen. How it happens, we shall discuss tomorrow. Thank you very much.